Hello, this is Mr. Hamer trying out a screencast to provide a little extra information and a little bit of a refresher for anyone that needs some extra help in mastering the velocity equals distance over time and for dealing with any of the equations if we need to find distance or need to find time when we know the other two variables in the equation. Our standard equation that we start with is velocity equals distance over time. However, it's important to know how to be able to find distance or time if we know the velocity and one other variable. So say we want to find distance, but we know the velocity, we're given a velocity, and we're given a time. If we want to solve for distance, we need to rearrange this whole equation. So to do that, we're following the rules of algebra. To get this d in distance by itself, we need to get rid of this t. So right now I have d divided by t. So to undo this, to get this t out of here, I have to do the opposite. So the opposite of dividing by t would be multiplying this side by t. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I've multiplied this side by t. My t's cancel out then. So I'm just left with distance on this side. But remembering my rules of algebra, what I do to one side of the equation on the equal sign, I have to do to the other side. So since I took this side times t, I also need to take this side times t. Now I can rearrange my equation. So it's how I see I have d all by itself on this side of the equal sign. I have velocity multiplied by time on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite it so it's a little bit cleaner. So to find distance, d, if I know velocity and time, I just simply multiply velocity and time to calculate my distance here. But how I know that this is the right equation, I have to use my v equals d over t, my velocity equals distance over time equation, and rearrange it to something a little more workable. I can do the same thing if I want to take this one step further. Say I know my distance and I know my velocity, but I'm trying to figure out what amount of time it would take to travel a certain distance at a certain velocity or speed. So say you are on a train and it's going 60 miles per hour. You're going 100 miles. How long would it take you to travel that? So the equation I would use is I'm looking to get t all by itself. Right now, I have v times t. I want to get this t all by itself on one side of the equal sign. To do that, since I'm multiplying by v, I need to do the opposite of that in algebra. So I need to divide by v. So I just divided this side by v, so my v's cancel out. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So since I divided this side by v, I need to also divide this side by v. Now I have my t, time, is equal to my distance over my velocity. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that so it's a little cleaner. Maybe if I knew how to make letters. So here we have it at the bottom. Time is equal to my distance divided by my velocity. So that's just a quick refresher of how we get those three equations that we commonly use when we're solving for velocity. Hope this helps. Thanks.